Hello, Hana the Suburban Witch here, and I'm doing a review video today on one of my favorite decks. So I've kind of just spoiled it for you, but I promise it's worth sticking around because I don't think I ever did a proper unboxing. This is like one of my earliest decks that I got as a gift from my husband. It is called the Dark Mansion Tarot, and it's glorious. But we're also going to talk about some of the things I dislike about this deck. All right, so one of the really great things is actually the box. This has lasted years. I don't even know when I got this, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and it has lasted very vigorous use from me. It is from the Taroteka studio. I think that's in Poland. Please don't quote me. This was not a cheap deck. My husband bought it for me, but I have a feeling it was like $80 or $90. Right? This was a gift, a present. This is the second edition. And there was an option of colors, and I chose this color, but I can't remember what the other one was. Anyways, regardless. I don't think I ever got rid of that. I never got rid of that extra bonus cardy thing. I probably should do that. Anyways, this is the card deck. This is it. This is what it looks like. As I said, box has held up very well. Very minimal wear and tear, and it actually is a really good, I can actually chuck this in my bag without it falling apart and falling out. Now, I'm going to start off with one of the things I really dislike about this deck, and that is the cardstock. It's thick and it's matte. This does not make for easy shuffling, and this does not make for easy spreading. So I can shuffle it pretty well now, because it's had years of use to almost like wear it down, wear it into submission. But it's still quite chunky. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you spread it. No matter the surface, I can do this on a tarot mat, on the ground, on the carpet, wherever it is, it's going to be chunky like this. It clumps. It used to be worse. You have to really, even if you sort of push it out, it's this velvet finish that it has on it, which is just so unusual. So aside from that, the artwork, I love it. It feels like a Tim Burton deck. It has these stunning borders that don't take up too much of the space, but they really just bring it out. I think this would be a really good deck to actually mod and bring that black line in a little bit closer if you felt comfortable with that. If you're not sure what deck modding is, I did a whole podcast episode on it, which I will pop on this video as well for you to link to and watch later. It's not a very long one, but I'm sure you can see from some of this imagery, it's muted, but still colorful. It's quirky. I have found this a really good one for clients because it kind of takes away some of the fear factor with the original Rider-Waite style decks. I love the Ebenezer Scrooge vibes I get from this Four of Pentacles. I think it's really, really great. I used this deck before I fell pregnant with my son to find out if I was going to have another baby, and if so, what gender. And this was the card I got for the gender. And I was like, well, that's a boy. Page of Wands. Holding a big phallic object like that. Look at this strength card. Glorious. Like, this is a vampire. Like, it's quirky. And quirky is good, in my opinion. I'm going to try and find some of the favorite cards for you. As I said, this deck has been in high rotation. Like, I use this one a lot. Currently, this is my husband's deck for his card of the day. So it's not his, but he's borrowing it because he also loves it. So he's been utilizing this daily. I've used it as my card of the day deck many times. I use this with clients. I use this for teaching. It is just such a good deck. And the only real sign of wear and tear is on this Ace of Swords card. And I've only just noticed it, where the edging has kind of come up a little bit. It's a bit hard to see, but it's kind of like this white aspect. You can see it if you put it within a bunch of cards. So you can kind of see it there. Minimal damage considering how much I've used it, whereas my standard Rider-Waite-Smith is a little bit more worn and tore, but that's a flimsier cardstock. So as much as I hate the stickiness of this cardstock, it's held up pretty well. Okay, so here are some of the scary cards in this very Tim Burton-esque style deck. Starting with the Ten of Swords. Now, this is often one that gives people a bit of a fright when they see someone lying on the beach with 10 swords in their back. And whilst this still has 10 swords in his back, I think the cartoon aspect and the fact that he's a skeleton takes away some of the shock factor. This is not a scary card. This is just one of my favorite cards, the Hermit. Oh, just look at a little crow. He's so cute. I love it. I love it. It's so adorable. I like that we have this little hourglass in the background. It kind of adds an extra detail, which is really great. The Lovers, again, not a scary card. I just set that up wrong. The Lovers card in a lot of decks has 3 characters in it. And in the Rider-Waite-Smith, we see that with like the angel at the top. This is missing in a lot of the more modern decks. So I love that we've got that here, right? We still have that angel at the top, but there's just this other aspect, right? The devil. Like, look at these little dudes. Look, the devil is a woman. I adore this. Absolutely adore it. Now, 3 of Swords. My husband was pulling this almost weekly at one point when he was away. He was away 50% of the year last year. And he'd seem to sort of pull it every time he'd go away. And I was like, it's not great. But he said, oh no, when I look at this, I see a locket with hair in it. And I think there's a bit of sadness there because I'm missing, you know, my family, my loved ones, my children and my wife. I miss you guys and it makes me feel sad that I'm not with you. That was his take from this card, which often means sorrow. Then both of us pulled this card for our card of the year last year with our year ahead reading. If you've never done a year ahead reading, I actually filmed it and put it up on my Suburban Witches Society portal so you can see how I do that and how I reflect on it and all of that stuff. So we both got this card and we're like, oh my God, what is happening? Our essentially card of the year is sorrow. And as I said, he was away like 50% of the year. So it kind of made sense that he was just away a lot. Also, we ended up falling pregnant and having a miscarriage. I've done a video about that if you're curious and finding meaning through that sorrow. And that happened right at the end of the year before I'd done my 2025 card year ahead spread. So it was still within, I guess, the realm of this meaning. So we did also have that little heartbreak together. So yes, there is that aspect as well. All right, then we have Judgment card. Now, this is such a tricky card for so many people, and I do love the way this is depicted. It's kind of like this big party in the cemetery, right? It's giving Dia de los Muertos kind of vibes. If you've seen Coco, it's kind of that sort of aspect. They're dancing. They've got musical instruments, right? Like it's a bit of a celebration. Now, a lot of the time, a key word with this card is awakening, and it's kind of what's happened. All right, last 3 cards I want to show you. We have the 9 of Swords, like this big shadow monster creature thing, which you can see in the card, like it's not real, it's just a shadow, but she's still scared of it and it's keeping her awake, right? There's that aspect with the depiction of the night, as in nighttime for the 9 of Swords, lack of sleep, insomnia, anxiety, worries, fears, all of that. The Death card, I love it because it's like he's bored to death. And finally, the Tower. Again, it's kind of kooky. It's, I don't have words. So my review for this is literally 4.5 stars, and it only loses stars for the cardstock being shitty to shuffle and spread. That's my only gripe. There have been comments saying that it's anti-Semitic because of some of the depictions. I don't pick up on that. I could be woefully uninformed. If that's something that you've found with this deck or heard about and have more information or want to share your point of view, I would love to hear it. I really would. Please correct me. It's not something I've got on. It's not something I've picked up, but again, I'm fallible as well. The other thing is it doesn't actually come with a guidebook. For me, that's totally fine. For other people, it's not. But I'm like, look at the box, right? Who wouldn't love this deck? Anyways, I don't even know if it's still for sale. Let me check. So I had a look. It is still available on the Taroteka Studio website, which is taroteka-studio.com. It ranges in Australian dollars from $90 to $135, depending on... So I think this was actually more expensive than I remember. I got the black edges one. You can also get gold edges with a brown backing. It looks really cool. I got it with the carton box, which is currently $135. Expensive deck, but I love it. So for me, it is worth it. Have you ever used this deck? Do you like this deck? Do you have any criticisms about it? What did you think of the cardstock, and have you found anything that helps? I have heard of a thing called Magician's Powder, but I've never tried it because I've never been able to find it or source it around here. And then I'm also scared of, some people say talcum powder and putting it on your cards. I'm like, I don't want to get that on there and not be able to get it off. So if you have found something that works, please let me know. I am all ears. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you're curious about what I think on other decks, I have a whole playlist on deck reviews. I have another one on unboxings where you just get to hear the raw, unfiltered as I open it, what I think. And then I review them later once I've really got a chance to know them. They're not all good reviews, but they're not all bad reviews, which is how reviews should be, really. So please make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a video, and I will catch you next week.